Hello, Narnach here, and welcome back to Path of Exile. We are still alive in the hardcore solo self-found Legacy League. And today we're gonna run another map. And I'm just gonna open this one. We will be running with Ambush, we will be running with Beyond, and we will be running with Breach. Same set of modifiers as the past couple of videos have had, because this has just been so much fun. I really wanted to squeeze every little bit of fun out of it. The map is going to be a Ghetto map, first tier 2 of this league. We will have less armor, we will have a reduced block chance, and if you might remember, we have a fair amount of armor and we have a fair amount of block chance. So those are definitely relevant problems. And on top of that, monsters deal 61% extra damage as cold. So yeah, the past couple of maps might have been slightly less scary. This one is going to be all in favor of the monsters. Upside is we do get 12% pack size. So now there's always a little bit of a silver lining. It's more dangerous, but we get more enemies, which means a greater risk of demons. Let's see if you can find demons in the Ghetto.
Brutality is the law.
So Ghetto is patterned after the slums, and it has actually quite a nice amount of open areas where, if the RNG gods are with us, we can summon demons. And even if the RNG gods are not with us, they might summon demons anyway, just because it's inconvenient. This is gonna be fun. I saw my health move, which doesn't happen all that often, especially not when I'm not fighting something that now counts as an end boss or great demon or something. So yeah, I think the added cold damage is gonna be an interesting challenge here. Hey, Elbrion! You are an interesting combination for a demon map. Also, I got a suspicion this is gonna get pretty interesting as well. Here. I mean, I see my health bar move, that's... yeah. As I said, interesting. Okay. So far, so good. Stop blinding me, you silly things. Okay, you have a little bit of death wish, and there we are. Good. So, the setup. We have 2 portals, and we have an Elbrion. What could possibly go wrong with that?
Today's any moment now.
Defend the relic. Oh, this is one of those indeterminate amount of times. Upside is we always get critical strikes. Okay. Let's just take these folks out. Also, geez, they are doing a lot of damage there. At least not to me, but to the relic that we have to defend here. It's already down to half its life. Okay, so far so good. So I put a decoy totem up just to dissuade them from trying to murder the relic. Though, admittedly, not quite sure if it's better that they try to murder me instead. Hey, that's the Tyranny Archon. Yes, you. You are the boss of the objective here. And you're dead, and that means we win. Excellent, and we get Elrion to level 6. That is always good. Because that means he will start to offer his daily deals. Also, we are drowning in items here. So as you might notice, I've updated my item filter a little bit. I'm trying to show all the possible endgame weapons for all possible builds. Which is useful from the perspective of having a rather generic filter. It's not so useful from the perspective of playing a specific build. But before, I just had it for the builds I've been playing up until that point, and every new build I just added a couple of lines, and now I just took the opportunity to just show all the endgame items. Especially for this build, because I wasn't quite sure about what kind of weapon I wanted to use. Because you can make arguments for quite a different number of weapons. In the end, I'm settling on claws here, because, well, claws are very useful. And more importantly, they attack fast and they leech life. Okay, let's just not trigger that breach just yet. Let's just first dance around it. Take out all the other things. But no, we might as well have been gone with swords or axes or maces. So it was just nice to update my loot filter and just show all the possible items. But it does mean that a lot of things are shown now. So I might have to prune that a little bit. I think we got some lesser demons here. Okay. There's a lot of squishing here. Let's take out that queen. Got a little bit nervous from exploding corpses. Well, we did face down Bamef a couple times already with his Vile Detonate Death of Doom. Well, it wasn't quite doomy, but it was a little bit intimidating. Okay, now let's go back to the breach. I'd almost forgotten about the breach. I cleared so much content. Ooh, the gentleman. That's again just a subtle feedback from the RNG card, right? I'm playing like a gentleman. I'm just being really nice here. That's probably the best possible spin I can give to that. So let's go with it. Let's see, toll bridge, extra fire, extra cold. We got some demons. Okay. Oh, whoa. There's a Haast in there. There's a Haast in the cold breach. At least I think it's a Haast. I wanted to get to a corner there. That was not good. That was not good, but it was Haast. Damn it. You, mister. You remain my nemesis. Well, that's one way to end the evening, right? Haast in a toll breach. Oh well. Haast finally got his revenge. I mean, it's only fair, right? I mean, I have defeated him 4 times already this league. It's only fair that he got his revenge on me. But yeah, it is unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. Was maybe in hindsight I was playing a little too aggressive. Maybe the gentleman card was more like a reminder to play more like a gentleman rather than that I'm being like a gentleman. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But of course the show must continue or go on. Question is, are we gonna do that with this build or are we gonna do something else? And honestly, I don't have an answer on that. Well, let's at least resurrect in town. And of course now we are back in standard solo self-found. Aha! I've never been here. But of course this is new. So just put our stuff away. We have all of our personal progression, but we don't even have a hideout. Because we have never actually helped any masters, of course, in solo self-found standard. So yeah, there's not really a lot that we can do with this character except for just maybe suiciding back to proper standard. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Level 73 and then we died. Let's do a recap. I mean, I stuck to the plan of the build relatively well, I think. No, I followed the outlines. No, we picked up the leech. I had a pretty good focus on getting my life up. Because I switched weapons, I was gonna pick some accuracy notes. After that, devotion was gonna be the next one to push our life even further. That probably would have added another 200 or 300 life to the tree. Recent push, of course, was to see if we could upgrade our gear. So we have a tower shield over here with a fair chunk of armor, helmet with a fair chunk of armor. Our resists were in a pretty decent spot, all just overcapped elemental, chaos positive, fair block chance, not overwhelmingly great, but in the middle of fights when it mattered, on a map that was not nerfing our block chance, mind that. Then we were blocking at 63% of all the attacks and spells, which is nothing to really sneeze at. Damage output. Tooltip in game for Wild Strike is completely off because it doesn't take the physical damage conversion into account, and as such it doesn't apply the elemental focus or weapon elemental damage bonuses all that well. According to Path of Building, against bosses, with just frenzy charges up and elemental weakness applied, I think I was doing 15 or 17,000 DPS, something to that order of magnitude. And that was just with the primary hit, and then we had another 5,000 or so DPS with the secondary hit. So we're pushing about 20,000 DPS in combat situations against boss type opponents. Against regular mobs, of course, we do more damage because they are lower on the resists. So yeah, but the damage wasn't really the issue. Problem was just staying alive. We have a decent life pool, but that's for lower tier white maps, decent-ish. No, for yellow maps, definitely not. You really want to push closer to 5,000, which was part of the plan, but yeah, maybe going for a map that had more cold damage, reduced block chance, and combining that with Beyond in a Toll Breach. Maybe I was pushing things a little bit. But on the other hand, those are the nice synergies that you want to go for. So, and it was the 5th charge of all the stones. For the previous 4 charges had been pretty glorious and they had been pretty fun. So, yeah. Stuff happens. But in the end, I had a lot of fun. I definitely, even though we died rather explosively in the end, it was a very fun playthrough. I really enjoyed myself, and it's definitely one of the fastest characters I've been playing through. Of course, I've been streaming a lot. That definitely helps as well. To just play through a bit faster than normal, and especially because normally when I play, I don't want to buffer too many episodes in advance. So if I've got like 3 or 4 episodes pre-recorded, then I just won't play for a couple of days. Which gives me time to play other games, so that's always fine, because I do really enjoy the variety. But with the stream, I can just go, and then after the stream, just post a summary video, and then that way I can make the progress faster. And just glancing over, it was 18 episodes to make it to maps. Then episode 19 is going to be the demon compilation of what we ran earlier tonight. Then we got episode 21 is the previous 2 maps, and this is going to be episode 22. So it's going to be a relatively short series, but we did manage to make it to tier 2 maps. That's... Question is, what are we going to do? Of course, earlier on the stream we were talking. We've been talking about RNG gods for the entire evening, right? We have been talking about RNG gods, and I've been taunting the RNG gods, and I've been complaining, why are you giving me bows? Why are you giving me quivers? And chat was saying, go play an archer. And I was like, yeah, but I don't really like archers, or I haven't really found an archer that really works for me. Maybe the RNG gods killing my character is just a sign, like, no, divine mandate. Go play an archer. So maybe I should listen. Maybe we should play an archer. So I'm gonna end the YouTube episode here. And then I'm just gonna start a new hardcore solo self-found character and just go through our stash and see what we have and what we can build in terms of archers. So it's going to be a little bit of theory crafting. But for YouTube, I'm going to thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series. Now, let me know what you found of the series. Oh, ignoring the little catastrophic ending of the series and that it ended really, really shortly and prematurely. How did you like it? No, the recaps of the initial episodes. Playing a lot while streaming. From my perspective, it seems like a nice way because we can get to skip effectively the entirety of normal difficulty. Where, especially for Wild Strike, we don't get Wild Strike until level 28. So the build I wanted to play, I was not playing it until level 28. So we could really just skip into it, and after that, take some leaps and bounds and get to the more challenging part of the game relatively quickly. So leave me a comment, let me know, what did you think of that? Is that something that you would like to see more often? Or are you just grabbing your pitchforks and your torches and just demanding I play everything and show you how I vendor every little item and how I craft every little gear upgrade, and to just show you even more? Please let me know. What did you think of this? Because this was an experiment. Looking forward, of course, with the half an eye towards the upcoming beta for the Fall of Oriath. Wanted to cut some time off of the series so we could get to the endgame faster. That worked. So from my perspective, this was a success. But I'm really curious to hear what you found of it. So with that, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and I'll hope to see you again soon in another series. Bye bye.